solution. I cling to memories while falling. Sleep brings release and the hope of a new day. Waking the misery.
Where I can't see the bullshit.
You can't see the
can't
bullshit.
see-
Hang on,
it's
let
up
me,
here.
let me
Put
bring
it
the
up here.
bullshit back.
All right, get it going.
Bring the bullshit back.
You a TikToker? You one of them TikTokers?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't use TikTok. I don't like TikTok. Oh, TikTok's just a collection of different, short videos. You know, you can't say you like
Famously.
TikTok. Hate TikTok. You know, there's all sorts of different shit. It's a lot of shit. But there's probably a bit of good stuff as well. But I don't use it. I don't scroll it. I use other social medias. What about you?
Society media. No, I avoid it. I don't like it. I don't trust it. I find it. I mean, they've obviously got a fantastic.
Where did you
algorithm.
find that TikTok then?
Don't worry about how I
Reposts.
find stuff. I find it.
Things migrate off
Because
platforms.
he's on TikTok.
I'm not.
Things migrate away
I
from
truly
their
am not on.
origins.
I
You're a
truly am
talker.
not on TikTok.
You're a talker.
You never seen a
I-
TikTok on Twitter?
I
or
see
a tweet
them-
No, I
on
don't
Reddit?
use fucking Twitter.
Or
I-
a
I don't
Reddit
use
post
Reddit.
on
I find
Facebook?
them.
You
I
know-
find
you
them
know my thoughts
embedded.
about Reddit.
I find them
Let
embedded
him
in
speak.
other.
Stop talking over him.
cross-channel.
I find them embedded in other. It doesn't matter where I find them, but I'm not on TikTok. I don't
It
scroll
doesn't matter
through.
what your name is.
I don't scroll through. I no doubt that their algorithm is amazing and it would suck me in, but that's why I don't want to use it. I have better things to do with my time and brain.
I think
That's
the,
right. Famously,
what's
you-
that
you
saying?
ditched,
Like, I
Meta.
think they are protest too much.
Yeah, exactly. You've seen me off Facebook. You've seen me off Instagram. All these things. What makes you think I'm on the most addictive and pointless of them?
The most
Because you're
insidious.
addicted to that.
The most
Addicted to
Drop
what?
Your other ones, the talk. You're a talk head.
I'm a
You're-
talkhead.
You like the talk. You like the gram.
You're a
You
bloody
like the
talkhead,
chat.
mate.
Snapchat.
I do like Snapchat, but not to send Snapchats, just because the
Filters.
next level filter.
The next level filter.
situation.
Yeah, we got all sorts of cool characters.
Hey, speaking of, who are we talking to right now?
Wow, we're talking to the snake. Oh, well, there's
Yeah,
started.
Salt
we started.
Man. The
I
Salt
didn't
Man.
realise we'd started.
Well, sometimes we have to ambush you.
Right, okay.
Get the real raw champ, the one that we know, not the one that the contrived champ that presents himself to the audience,
Yeah,
but the,
yeah.
the real guy. No, I'm the Salt Man. People know me as the Salt Man, and that's the name I go by around here. But yeah,
I-
we do have the
I
people's
like
champ,
to refer you as the Salt Demon.
and and that's the voice of one Jacob Lindsay, aka
He's back with
Jake
hat.
the Snake.
Not to be confused with Jake Novak.
No, Jake. Exactly. Yeah, friend of the pod.
Yeah,
Yeah,
different
absolutely.
Jake.
You're one of your favorites.
Not literally. Obviously, I
There he is. We love hearing him. We love hearing him pop up. Jake, do you remember the Jake Novak business?
No.
Nah, that's fair enough because he was very forgettable.
Really? We haven't stopped talking about it for 2 years.
Well, to us, he's memorable, but to normal people, to normies, to the slugs out there, he's in one ear out the other. But no, to certain people, Jake Novak remains, and Jake Lindsay remains in the studio.
You going
Welcome
to tell
back.
me about this Jake Novak character? Or?
Well,
Well,
we
if
could
you're a loyal
read-
viewer of the pod, you would have seen him on episode 6 of season 1.
We could reconfront with.
We talk about Jake Novak way too much. I think
Okay.
I think of all the different podcasts out there, of which there have got to be what, millions? Probably not millions of podcasts, but certainly like hundreds of
Tens,
thousands.
definitely tens.
I reckon we're in the hundreds of thousands of podcasts. But anyway, I think we talk about Jake Novak the most out of all of them.
Okay.
And that's
And here's why I should be a contender.
so we're keeping him alive, essentially, keeping his memory alive.
Happy to have you as a guest on the show, Jake.
Yep.
Anyone you want to seek us out? Send us
I
an
mean-
email, saltyandthechamp@gmail.com.
That's right. We don't get many emails, but I do check that inbox every now and then. And Champ, I know you make comments under a different account on YouTube every now and then as well.
Not true.
Sort of helping to sell the illusion that you've got fans out there.
Just not true. Yeah.
Which you don't, but yeah. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to do another episode right now. We've
Well,
got,
we're doing it right now.
well, just,
It's a bit of a redundant comment.
sort of, I don't know, 5-10 minutes into the episode, but you can always point out things that as they are taking place.
Sure.
There's sometimes things do need to be pointed out for things to be realized. We are doing an episode, as you said before. Oh, I didn't know we were doing. I didn't know we started. Fucking pay attention, you might realize things.
It's a pretty good impersonation.
I do a good Dave. So, Jakey boy, Jakey, probably want to talk to you a little bit more than we did in the last episode because we got a bit heated earlier in the last episode because of Champs trying to wriggle out of the prize that he owed me. He ended up coming good, so good on him. But we need to talk about you.
Okay.
Jacob, many years ago,
Okay.
you were. Now I'm going to clumsily kind of summarize the story, and then you can clarify and distill it for us. But yeah, many years ago, you were in a venue of some sort, and I think in a queue, in a line.
To vote.
It was to vote, and you were in the same vicinity as one Patrick Ryder, who at
I had
the
a
time.
feeling this would be brought up.
Well, come on. This is the most footy adjacent story probably
That's true.
that you're involved with. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And really
Mr.
was
Ryder.
referenced solidly for about 10 years.
And ongoing. You still get mentioned a lot of
Yeah.
the time when you're not around.
Not as
Like,
much anymore now,
No,
but we like to
no,
bring it up every
take
now
it
and
off.
then.
When your name
Maybe this is the resurgence.
When your
Could
name
be.
is
So,
brought up,
a
we
Renaissance.
often associate you with Paddy Ryder. But
Yeah.
so tell it to us.
All
Let
right.
us-
The
'cause-
situation was
Go ahead.
I was lining up to vote with another. Has he been a special guest, Mr. Lawrence James?
Not
Is
yet,
he-
but we'd love to have love
maybe-
to have little Fancy Larry on.
Yeah,
Definitely.
let him
Yep.
get through his little kid zone, and once he's done that bit,
Yeah.
we'll emerge from the wilderness.
We'll
and-
try him again in 20 years' time.
So I went to vote with him down at Essen Primary School, which I mentioned on the
Can you
last
remember
podcast.
what election this was for, by
This,
the way?
this was a local election, I
Oh, a
believe.
council
I don't think it was. Yeah.
Oh, right. A
I
real
don't
little
think
one.
Yeah.
A tiny one.
Um,
Okay. So we're in
Yeah.
Essendon Primary School, are we?
same primary school, and I noticed there was a guy in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's familiar.
Yeah.
Saw the back of his head. He was wearing a singlet. It was summer. It was hot. It was built like Brick Scheisenhausen.
Yeah.
And I kind of peered around and was like, it's Paddy Ryder.
Look at him. Okay, yeah.
And
right, yeah.
motioned to Larry behind me. And
See, I didn't realise Larry was there at this
yeah,
crucial event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he witnessed the whole thing. So as I'm lining up behind him, I notice, like I'm looking, my eye level,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing the back of his head,
Yeah. Yeah.
but my eye level is above his
What you perceive to be his eye level,
eye level. Yes.
which you can't tell because you're
yeah.
behind him. You can't
So
see
I
his
creep,
eyes.
I creep up to a uncomfortable distance
Yeah.
in a queue, like within a good foot of the back of him,
Invading his personal space.
and I motion to Larry,
Yeah.
and I do one of these to the top of his head,
Yeah.
and Larry's like, "Just fucking stop it!"
Don't embarrass Larry in a voting queue.
Yeah, he would like that.
Yeah. So I brought the story afterwards to a group of us sitting around having some fine wines, as you
Yes.
do at the age of
22, 23, something like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
And no one believed me, even though I had
No one still does.
a witness standing behind it.
Well, I think
Larry
they
can
believed
verify
that
that?
you'd seen him, but they didn't believe that your claim that you were slightly taller than him.
Yeah, I think that's the contention.
Yeah.
That-
No one doubts that you saw Paddy Ryder in
Yeah.
the
That
voting
happened.
queue.
Yeah.
That happened.
I don't believe it.
Tom's
I don't think you never
harder
saw
to sell to Tom than anyone else.
Yeah.
But look, I can certainly see how it could be confusing determining which of the two of you are taller, because I do believe you are pretty close in height. But I think if we were to find the true recorded heights of both of you.
Okay. I
Wouldn't
can
it
tell
be
you
a-
exactly how tall I am.
Okay, go ahead.
How tall are you?
Go ahead.
I probably shrunk in recent days,
Oh,
but yeah. Maybe not days. I don't think I was shrunk in the last couple of days.
Been really dehydrated the last
Yeah.
week.
Days is a
198 centimeters.
And what's that in the old
6'6".
6'6" on the
Yeah.
dot? 6'6" on the dot.
I don't know what. I don't use that.
Centimeters is more
Yeah.
more accurate, isn't it? Yeah, so
Yeah.
shouldn't have asked. 198, and I can tell that our
Ryder's
mate Buttons right now is
196.
looking that. Well, he's looking that information up, and he's going to tell us.
6'5". He's
Hey.
claimed stolen valor. He's
But see, the thing is, right, if he's got Larry comparing who's taller, Larry is shorter, so he wouldn't be able to see
He's
at
not
the
in
top.
line. He's not in
'Cause you
line.
need to be able to look at the top.
difference was so obvious.
Right, Larry would have to be about 6'8", 6'9"
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
able to have taken a correct measurement.
famously
He's probably
not.
running about 6'3", right?
Larry.
Yeah.
He's about.
He's pretty tall.
I don't know if he's 6
I
foot.
don't know,
He's
he's
probably
pretty
about
tall. He'd be 6 foot. Well, then
6 3.
he's
He'd only be like a centimeter. He'd be an inch or two shorter than Jake.
well, he'll be 3 inches shorter.
Uh,
If he's 6'6", and I said 6'3" for
didn't you say
Larry.
6'5"? Oh, he's 6'6".
Yeah.
Well, Larry's
Anyway,
not
let's
6'3".
say I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Nonsense.
know.
Let's
Larry's
say
height's
6
irrelevant.
foot. Let's
It's
say
Jake's
6.
and
Well,
Paddy's
no, it
is
is relevant because how's he going to see who's higher if you're not even that high?
He has to look up. He has to, he has to peer up from the.
He can't see the top.
Yeah, he's got a shifted perspective.
That's right. Angles.
Okay.
Maths.
So, all right. So Jake was 198 centimeters. Can you get a centimeter height for Ryder?
Sure can.
196.
So
Looked
what
it up
happened to
before.
Ryder? He went to
He
he
went
went,
to
out
Port.
west, didn't he?
He went to Port and then came back to St Kilda.
Is he one of the drug cheats?
Is he still kicking? Or he retired?
He's retired. 1 meter,
Can't believe this guy.
96.
So he's 2 centimeters taller.
So they say.
Well, look, we are in a garage. I've got a tape measure right there. Should we verify that Jake is
Yeah.
telling the truth?
Yeah. Well, once and for all. When do we
All
ever
right.
get the opportunity?
It might not. It might not be. We might not be able to get it on camera unless we shifted the camera angle, which we probably could.
We could use the we could use the one.
I'll grab my tape measure right now.
All right. I'll take my boots off.
Hey?
Take my heels
Yeah,
off.
get him off.
Have you got? Let's do this. We'll put it on to guest cam. Put it on guest. Can you put it on guest? Yes. Yeah. And I'm going to pan up to what should be. Actually, yeah, Jake, stand up so that we can get the top of your. There we go. See, he's a tall boy. Look, he's going up to the top shelf there. Top shelf Jakey, we call it. Okay. Now you stay right there, mate.
We could do it like a handheld kind of funny, like I could hold the camera as you're doing it kind of thing.
Well, you might need to get involved here.
So Salt Man is now he has the tape measure out and he's getting it out. And he's putting Jake into frame.
And this is a Stanley brand tape measure, and you know Stanley do good products.
Probably one of the few tools you bought that's actually a decent one, but yep.
Okay, so 196 is where Jake, or pardon me, where Paddy Ryder is at. Now I've got that out to 2 meters, so that should just be a little bit taller. Oh hello. No, you can leave that on Jake.
It's felt like being a cinematographer.
Thank you. All right, there we go. Now, you've got the fly on the wall. You've got the vinyl cover there. I might not be able to keep my headphones on, so I'm just going to take them off. And should I stand up on the couch and get this down? Thanks.
Well, if you can get anywhere close to him.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to stand up, like as you said before, peoples. You know, you need to be about 6'8" or something
Yeah.
to make this determination. So we're gonna do that on the pod right
Not sure
now.
if anyone's actually be able to hear this.
And here we go, Jake. Do you want to hold that? Keep that nice and straight. And we're coming out to. Oh, I'll tell you what. He's not fibbing. He does say that he's shrunk recently, and I think the accurate measurement I've got right now is 1975 millimeters. 197.5.
So 197.5. So
197.5.
according to the internet, Jake is actually 1.5 centimeters taller than Paddy Ryder.
So I think we can confirm that then. Jake, you are talking
It's confirmed.
It's confirmed.
Debunked, motherfuckers. Let's put it to rest.
On the pod, recorded visually
Live.
live. Not that they're seeing it live, but we've just seen
We
it
did.
live. So I think we can put that
Put it to bed.
to bed. Like
well,
he's taller
until
than Paddy Ryder.
well, I think what we'll have to do
Yep.
to do a correct comparison is get Paddy Ryder around here.
Yes.
Same
That's
tape
true.
measure, you standing on the same couch,
Yep.
same fly on the wall thing, and measure
Yep.
it.
And maybe he has also, because you're about the same
Yeah,
age.
maybe he
is
like.
also
We'll go. Do
probably
you
shrunk in
remember
a
years ago
millimetre or
you're
two.
voting at like a local election, and this
And your personal space being
reasonably
invaded.
tall guy, but perhaps not quite as tall as you, got deep into your personal space. And he had a really fancy mate with him who felt like it looked like things are feeling a bit awkward for him.
he wanted. He was like, stop.
Wee,
Um,
wee.
That was great. It was good to see the actual, proof in front of my eyes. I felt like I was going into the JFK files or something like that. I'm like, wow, this is some, some top secret, or what had been up until then, some top secret information.
Oh, it wasn't that many
So-
bullets.
JFK
yeah.
as a magic few bullets.
Well,
that
that's
one.
what the CIA wants you to believe.
Good on you, Jake. Good sport. But
Thanks, mate.
I think you went for that, and you were
I was confident.
you were
mate.
confident
he was
because you knew that you were taller than the man, than Paddy Ryder. I need to close this again. Might have to edit this out. Where'd I put the fucking peg for that? Damn it. Pardon me. We'll just fix that up. Cool. How's everybody?
You're good. Might have to edit some of that measurement schmozzle.
That's fine. We can do that. Cool. So yeah, we've put that to bed. Ryder, shorter, Jakey, taller. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, maybe we should stay on the topic of footy
Sure.
as sort of adjacent. That story was adjacent
Yeah.
to footy, because there's been some. This might be a little bit more of a footy heavy episode than the last one. There's been some developments at Windy Hill. Now, Peoples, I know that you're invested in, the goings-on of Windy Hill.
Well, not at all.
But whenever,
I just like to see Essendon supporters clutching at pearls.
whenever Essendon Footy Club is, fighting a battle, you're always barracking for the enemy. You're always, there saying,
I'm just battling for what's right,
stick the
Whether
knife
that's
in
clean
to
sport.
the footy club.
or local cricket clubs.
I mean, you're invested. You've said it before. You've admitted it as such that you're invested in the downfall of the club. That's what
they deserve to go down.
that's what that's your position. And when the club has got a battle, when they're up against it, whether it's on field or administrative or whatever, in this case, they're actually fighting. This is a bit of a civil war at Essendon because their current battle is against the cricket club, the Essendon Cricket Club.
Yeah.
And so essentially, what's happening is the cricket club not letting the footy club play AFLW games at Windy Hill during the cricket season.
During the cricket season.
So my initial reaction to that is don't be dogs. Let the footy let the girls play, even if it is later in the year. That's just that's what the people are coming for. How many people how big a crowd does the
It's irrelevant.
cricket-
It's irrelevant.
Cool.
It's irrelevant, right?
So community
The Essendon Cricket
entertainment
Club
is not a
has been there
important thing.
since, I think, 1870, right? You guys didn't even go to Windy
Studies
Hill until
research.
1922, right? So you were
Really
only
done
there,
his research.
You were only there for 70 years. They've been there for 150 years. You can't play football on a cricket pitch in the middle of cricket season because you destroy the wicket, right?
I don't care.
You guys have got plenty of other grounds they can play the women's game at. You got 2 grounds at the hangar. Go play out at the hangar.
no one wants to go up to Tulla.
Well, stiff shit. It's cricket season. If you want to
cricket
play
up
there,
there, that's-
play during footy season.
You got
It's
better
very
manicured.
simple. Very simple.
You got better manicured grounds up there at Tulla, so you should play up at Tulla if you're so concerned about the state of the ground. You can play up there.
That's not a cricket ground.
You can make a cricket ground pretty.
They haven't got a turf wicket in there.
You can put.
They're
one
not
in.
going to put a turf wicket in there. It's a football ground.
Well, make a different ground. Point is, get out of Windy Hill because that's for
No,
footy.
no.
That's for footy.
It started as a cricket ground. It still is a cricket ground. During
Yeah.
cricket season,
Yeah.
the Essendon Cricket Club has the tenancy there. They have the rights to the ground.
Hmm.
AFLW, I'm sorry, stiff shit. Find somewhere else to go, or play there outside cricket season.
Well, maybe I think. All right, look. If you don't want your precious cricket pitches to be compromised during the cricket season, fair enough. Yeah. Why don't you just shorten the cricket season?
No.
Because
No, no, no,
footy's
no,
more
no, no,
popular,
no, no,
So
no,
extend
no.
the footy season.
Who
shorten the
cares
cricket
what's
season.
popular or where the money is?
People do.
it's-
People do. The community does. The
No,
community
no, no,
wants
no,
to
no,
be
no, no,
entertained.
no, no, no.
They
Right,
want to
so,
go out and see the
so
footy.
then now it's just a popularity contest. That's not how sport's supposed to work, right?
No. But you should be able to, have a venue in your community where you can gather and put on a.
You have the hangar.
But that's outside of the community, though. You know, and that was.
Well, you guys moved there. It's your home. And for your first 50
it's
years,
an artificial home. It's a home
for your
away
first,
from home.
For your first 30 years of existence, you weren't in the community. You were playing out of East Melbourne.
Well, no one's around from the. You know, it's 2025, and you say we've been there for 2022. That's 103 years ago. So you know, for all intents and purposes, no one remembers.
Well, you
the
left
time
30 years
before.
ago. You left 30 years ago. You forfeited your right to
30
the
years ago
ground.
is a bit rich.
Now-
More like 10 years ago.
No,
What?
didn't you leave there in the 90s?
Windy Hill.
When'd you play? Sorry, when'd you play last
The
game?
hangar. The
Last
last game
game.
was played there in the 90s. But
Well, there you go. There
we
you
were
go.
training and based there until
Okay.
2012. or
2012.
something, yeah.
Okay, well, that's nearly that's over 10 years ago. You forfeited your right to it now. You're out of the
I don't
hangar.
think so. I don't
Play
think
the
so.
fucking hangar.
I don't think so.
Or played a ground that is not used for cricket during cricket season.
Listen, I've mentioned this on the pod before. I used to work.
We said football was
for-
just invented to keep cricketers fit during the winter. You realise that?
I do realise that.
Yeah.
I used to work for the cricket club. I used to do the scoring there
Mm.
at Windy Hill for the not sure which like level it was. but
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
top level.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
Um,
pressure at a young age.
yeah.
It was, yeah, and I
Yeah.
fucked up quite a bit. Like I didn't pay attention for 2 seconds, and then
It's
next
not
thing
easy.
I know,
It's hard scoring.
next thing I know, oh shit, someone's got a 6.
Hmm.
I'm 2 overs behind. There's a lot of numbers to keep up with.
2 overs behind.
Yeah, sometimes I was.
Oh God.
Oh, I just forgot to press the. You know, I'm keeping up with everything else
Yeah,
except for the
yeah.
overs. So yeah. But anyway, you know how many people there were there? I could count them on one hand.
Yeah.
No one goes.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter because
No, it
people-
doesn't matter.
You want to?
No one goes to the Sheffield Shield. They're not
You
going
want
to start playing AFL in the
You want to
MCG in the
foster
middle of
events in
summer,
your
are they?
community. You want to put on a good event for your community.
Doesn't
and-
matter.
It's all about
They have the
grassroots
right
and
to the
encouraging
ground.
engagement, encouraging.
They have the right to the ground
participation.
during cricket season. Simple as that. And you entitled
the-
little fuckers want to come along
he
outside
goes.
of your window.
Here he goes. He's throwing
and
throwing the
take
toys out
away
of the
their
pram now.
take away their ground.
So what did they do during? Because what's their problem? That the pit wouldn't it be worse the other way around for the footy because it's a hard pitch on there? What are they complaining?
Well,
about?
that's why now generally most of the big grounds are drop-in wickets.
Yeah. Are they
Right.
saying they want to have a permanent wicket there over summer, and that's why they? Why is it just clashing
All
with
right,
time
during winter, you let the grass grow out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be running through it. When it gets wet, it churns up the turf, and it ends up very, very uneven.
Mm.
During cricket season, you can't be tearing up the pitch because it has to be dead flat. Otherwise, the ball's going to go
Yeah.
everywhere.
Interestingly, for good games, yeah. Continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got to be like dead flat, like a tabletop. Like a footy ground doesn't need to be that flat.
Doesn't that just create a more interesting wicket?
Yeah.
Unpredictability.
Yeah.
Draw more
Dangerous.
fans in.
Can't handle unpredictability.
Extremely
helmet on.
dangerous wicket too.
They need to have the wicket maintained to within an inch of its life so that they can predict every goddamn little.
Anyway,
centimetre that
it's
the ball's gonna-
more than likely going to end up in court, and AFLW will lose. So,
I don't think so.
stop winning
I don't think
jocks.
so. I don't think so. If it's Judge Woke, then they've got no chance because he'll back the women.
you can't
It-
like
it-
reference characters from our group chat. No one's going to know what they're talking about.
I think the footy club's got a good chance of success. If that does get to
Why?
court, you know,
The
sentiment.
cricket club has
Public
a tendency
sentiment.
there during
Public
summer,
sentiment.
and they have for years.
No one's-
It's not about public sentiment.
It is. It is. If,
No, it's not.
If you want to, you know,
Ring your
keep the
lawyer.
public on side.
Get your lawyer on the phone.
Well, we could. We tried that last time. Anton, he didn't pick up, but he did message me saying that his phone's back on.
What are your thoughts, Jake?
I couldn't care less.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I do care because I don't want to see the club get embarrassed by the cricket club, and that's what matters.
Well, like after you're embarrassed by the croquet club and the bowls club all those years ago.
There's some pretty tough old birds
Yeah.
playing down there.
That blue
Croquet
rinse is fucking hardcore. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, you got to watch out for it. It's a pretty small piece of real estate with a lot of different invested parties.
Mm-hmm.
Windy Hill, footy club, cricket club, bowls club, croquet club. You've even got, you know, probably a whole bunch of other shit going on there now as well. You got the gym, you got swimmers.
Pokies.
Well, they're not playing footy in the pool, are they?
You got, well, it still takes up some space, doesn't it? So yeah, what I would like to see is the senior team, the senior men's team, come back to Windy Hill actually and take over more of that block, take over the whole thing. Send and Jacob.
Well,
I know
and how?
you're-
What?
Send pegs.
They're
packing.
going to be training.
Take over all of
They're going to be
Napier
based
Street.
out of that falling down old stands.
They can renovate it. You know,
Okay,
you can,
yeah,
you can
yeah.
rejuvenate.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, hello.
Update your lock screen settings.
Yeah.
There you go. Gemini getting insidious.
Yeah.
Sick of it. I'm sick of all this crap creeping into the world. This is going to turn into salty soapbox over here.
I fucking love it.
What do you love?
All the crap.
The crap. It's too much. It's too much, mate. It's too
Oh,
much.
so good.
You were saying that you were given less fucks before, and
Yeah.
He's
seems
enjoying watching
Well,
your
he
fucks.
certainly didn't give a fuck about the cricket versus footy thing,
that's
did he?
true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's character consistency.
That's a confession.
I'll
Well, I
confess it.
certainly don't like it when Gemini gets involved in conversations. It's like,
Just interrupt his confession.
were you going to confess something?
Yeah. He just.
I've got another confession.
Okay. What's your confession?
I'm conflicted. I feel like maybe I'm siding with the cricket club. I'm sorry, Matilda. No, you won't agree with that. But maybe seniority is not here, but like in general, they do have some rights to it. Maybe I just hope. I hope we can all get along because I
Oh.
feel like
Nah.
there's
you
a space
can't.
for both. But
Hippy dippy bullshit.
Not at the same time. They're just you can't play two sports at the same time. Well, sorry, you can't play cricket and footy in the same period on the same ground. It doesn't work.
Well,
Boy.
I would just say, well, what do we want? You know, majority rules here. Hands up if you want footy. Hands up if you want cricket.
and we go
Hands
around the
gonna go up
community.
for- yeah.
Knock
And-
on every door in Essendon.
Exactly.
Oh, you're
Put it
gonna
to a local
right. So
referendum.
you're gonna have an election for it, right? Jake can do another height comparison.
Oh
with
yeah,
Paddy
you know,
Ryder
yeah, because
if
he'll
he
turn
ends
up. Yeah.
And we can film it live. We can actually settle live in the election queue for the footy club versus career club thing. Who is taller?
There we go. These podcast episodes write themselves sometimes.
And we'll get Larry to do the measurement to just like there's a reenactment.
Yeah, no, he'll be down for that.
Yeah.
And look, as I said, you know, you might say that it doesn't mean anything, but I think it means everything, and that's you know, the community. The community wants footy.
I'd like
the
to see
community
them
want to see the girls
battle it out.
run around on Windy Hill.
Get the cricket club versus the AFLW club,
In what game? In what
like the Thunderdome.
Okay.
Yeah, but doing
To
what?
the death.
Battle to the death.
No.
Thunderdome.
No.
What they did
like,
in Mad Max 3.
like a T20 between them each,
Yep.
and then a game of footy between them each.
Ooh.
Well, that could be.
Winner takes all.
Yeah.
What if it's a draw? What if the girls win the footy?
Yeah,
and the
you
guys
play
win
to
the,
this result.
Well,
Let's
I
go,
reckon if it's just continual draws, like it's continual cricketers win cricket and footy players win footy, eventually it'll just have to come down to a vote. And I'd strongly support the kick 'em out campaign.
Yeah, of course you would.
Kick 'em out the cricket club. That is, kick out the cricket club. They got enough. You know, there's guys like John Howard bankrolling cricket. Don't worry about. Don't feel sorry for the cricketers having to find a new place to play.
I don't know.
their home.
It's a bit of a
footy-
dying sport.
Cricket is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, champ. Thoughts?
Makes more money than AFL.
Does it really?
Well, it's played
Globally,
Globally,
yeah.
of course.
Globally,
it does.
yeah.
Of course it does.
But
That's why
cricket-
what's
what's
the
the
local
local
footy so
context like?
special? We got to foster it where it exists. And if it exists in Windy Hill, we want to make sure it stays in Windy
Well,
Hill.
it doesn't exist in Windy Hill anyway, does it? Anymore?
It should.
Because you guys fucked off.
In the
Well,
words
it
of
does.
Champ, should money matter in this area? It was your argument before. You were saying it shouldn't matter about money. It should be about community and who's there first.
I
and
think
et
so.
cetera, et cetera.
Grassroots, you know.
Oh, the
Grassroots.
favourite
grassroots.
Gideon Haig quote: "Does sport exist to make money, or does it make money to exist?"
That's a good quote from old Gideon. He's got a few, he's
Very
got a
smart
few,
man, very learned.
Yeah, he's a learned guy. He looks like a nerd as well. So
He is a nerd.
yeah, sports nerd.
Yeah.
A rare type of nerd, really, because sports and nerds kind of like opposite.
He actually still plays
ends of a
local
magnet.
cricket. He plays for the Arrows.
or similar ends of a magnet.
For the what?
Yeah, it's got to be.
He
a
plays for
repulsive-
the Arrows Cricket Club.
positively charged iron.
He's like early 60s, and he still turns up every Saturday.
There you
Plays.
Are you more of a nerd or more of a jock?
Because
Because you sort of flirt with
I
both.
don't really think I'll line with either camp.
Yeah, sort of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Jake's obviously a jock. Might have some nerdistic tendencies, but more or less jock. Presents as a jock. Height comparisons with
tall
Paddy
as a jock.
Ryder in voting lines. You're a jock.
Nah.
Somewhat of a jock.
Nah.
Jock adjacent.
I get along with everyone.
Like a set of balls.
Yeah.
Jocks can be very friendly.
Oh,
There's
sure.
nothing about getting along with people. See, I think jocks are unfairly maligned to think that like, oh, it's going to be like I'm going to give the nerds a little wet willy. Maybe
Yeah.
in Champs time, back
Give
in
the nerds five
the
across
70s.
the eyes. As,
Yeah, yeah.
Used to happen in Champs Day.
I'd be too nerdy to be a jock and too jockey to be a nerd.
Yeah. Well, that's what Champ's saying.
Yeah.
Sort of somewhere in between the two camps. Yeah.
That's why we get along.
It is.
The middleman.
It is.
I'm happy to say
are.
that I'm firmly in the nerd camp. No, I've never been a jock. I do enjoy, kicking the footy and watching the footy and some sort of adjacent activities. But yeah, nerd for the most part. Yeah. And Buttons. I don't know. Maybe he's another straddler, another fence sitter.
He's a straddler.
Yeah.
Straddler?
Yep.
Mystery man.
Yeah.
Look, we've all got our proclivities.
Two handfuls of sausage meat, please.
There we go. That's what he's here for.
So let's move on from that cricket footy controversy and talk about another
your ass handed
recent
to
controversy in the F1.
Ah, yes.
The
Going back to the F1.
discussions around the
Quickly.
Monaco Grand Prix.
Quickly.
Yes.
What do you think of Monaco? Because they're
Just gonna
removing.
wait for that to pass so I can actually.
They're adding.
been
I
a
mean,
up-
Monaco's
Albert
been there a
Park
long
in
time.
It
They
has.
are adding more street circuits and removing traditional tracks like Spa. Spa is now only every 2 years, and that
Yeah.
last race at Imola is the last at Imola for the foreseeable
Yeah.
Remember the
future.
last time I had a spa?
What are your thoughts
Older
on
than 2 years
Monaco
ago.
as
I
a
saw.
race?
I don't know if you saw this, but someone went through the past 50 Monaco races and counted the number of overtakes, and on average, it's one overtake per Monaco race, except for when it's rained,
Yeah.
and then you're averaging the 25 or 30 overtakes.
But that's
so
just a crash fest.
I
yeah.
think keep Monaco, but dump shitloads of water on it pre-race and make it interesting.
You
Slippery
should
when-
have
that's just
bananas
like
like
a
in
crash.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Actually, I think Verstappen suggested that after the Monaco Grand Prix. He said we need something
Bananas.
like that. I have a different idea.
Okay.
Right. You have the quali on Saturday, right, and that sets the order for 3-lap time trials on the Sunday, right? So whoever qualifies last, they go first. Everyone does 3 laps by themselves on the track,
Yeah,
and the quickest time out of those 3 laps wins.
and just leave it at that.
Just leave it at
just
that.
who
It'll
wins
go.
the
It'll
time
go for about
trial.
2 hours.
Who's the fuck? Because there's no
'cause it's-
drama then.
But it's to see who's quickest around the track.
What about a
You wanna
reverse
see-
grid?
Don't you want to see more crashes in that thing if it's going to be a boring race?
But the race itself is a procession basically, and
Yeah, mix
the
it up.
cars drive incredibly slow around it because they're all in a queue. But if you're at least out doing a 3-lap group or 5-lap or something like that, you go out. It's like what they do in Tour de France and stuff like that. They have time trials. It works. It's popular.
What about a reverse grid?
Yeah, but then they're just going to get stuck
be
behind.
stuck.
The
Dump
like
it.
the drivers were saying
Dump,
the other day.
dump
that-
Monaco. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, but
I know the history.
they
It's
never
like
will.
your
Well, it's
cricket
not even
club
the
and-
history. It's that
Yeah.
is such a money spinner for the sport.
Yeah.
They're hooked on that money, so they'll never get rid of it.
Are we done? We get back into it?
Well, we were into it.
So speaking of cars, had something.
You
happen.
had car issue, yes.
car
you
issue.
were saying this
yeah.
before.
So
What's
I
going
was rear-ended 2 weeks ago in the Beamer, and I couldn't have been more happy.
on? Really?
Oh, I was brilliant. Like that car needed so much work,
Right.
and a 20-year-old BMW is not the
Someone did an insurance
most
job
practical
for you, basically.
choice for a vehicle, but I
Yeah.
love that old luxury. That
I've been
old
trying to get
prestige.
someone to rear end me for 6 months because I've got a little ding on the back and I just want someone else to pay for it. To
Yeah,
fix it.
exactly. So Sarah
do
hit
an
me in
insurance job.
her Astra, and it was completely totaled. My car didn't look as bad. I got out. It was a big hit. Like I was
like
stationary.
big? Felt
and
big?
She, yeah.
That German engineering's kind of fucked you over, hasn't it?
It's really good. I was looking at it. Like, oh, wow. I looked at her car. I was like, oh, shit. And she looked at me and was like, you're pretty okay with this. I'm like, I'm very okay with this.
Yeah.
So I take the car to the most expensive panel beater shop.
Yeah.
BMW, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they only source original parts. They're like,
Yep.
I can get this to write off. And I found the guy. I'm like, mate, I want this to be a write off. And he's like, I got you. I'm going to kill this car. And
Is this something that's okay to say on the pod? Like, is he not going to get himself in any
No.
legal trouble?
No. He's allowed to choose his own repairer.
Okay, yep,
And if
cool.
choosing that repairer means the car's a write-off, that's the insurance company's
Cool,
problem.
cool. Yep, no
Yeah.
worries, no worries.
so
Making sure it's all above board.
I put all my faith in BMW to kill the car. Like he really wanted to massacre this vehicle, and he came back with a quote. It was more than the car's value.
Right.
Very happy.
Yep.
The assessor
Yep.
goes, not having a bar of that.
Ooh.
You know, you're quoting all original parts for a 20-year-old BMW. Go secondhand. I'll give you $2,000. Go get it fixed.
Ooh.
Now they're in battle. I'm hoping he wins.
Yep.
'Cause I've been checking out EVs and I've got my eye on one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'll let you know. Next time I'm special guest, I'll let you know the outcome.
Wow.
Yeah, that whole
Interesting.
panel beating thing is interesting. Like,
Yeah.
I've had a couple of people hit me in my car.
The old, not the V6, the V8.
It's a V8,
Sorry,
yeah.
the
6
V8.
litre
6 litre
V8 with heavy race
With
clutch.
heavy race
Yeah,
clutch.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I got
Yeah,
confused.
The SS.
The SS,
Couple
6
of
litre
fucking numbers.
V8 with heavy race clutch.
You
Sorry.
very confusing.
Yeah,
A couple
yeah.
of
But
fucking
anyway,
numbers. Okay, sorry. Your car.
I go to a panel beater in Coburg who basically, if
few
you're
of
not
them.
if
Few
you're
of
not
them,
if
right?
you're not at fault, they will repair the car, right? And then they have a law firm attached to them as part of the panel beater business. You just give them the other driver's details and their insurance company.
Yep.
They'll repair it, all brand new parts, all guaranteed for life. And then their law firm chases the other person's insurer
Yep.
for the money, regardless of whether the assessor disagrees.
Wow.
Right? And then obviously sometimes the assessor will disagree. They'll negotiate, meet somewhere in the middle. But yeah, you basically just say, I give you consent to act on my legal behalf in this dispute. They fix your car, brand spanker, and yeah.
Panel beater / lawyer. That's an interesting.
Yeah, and the bloke who runs it drives a McLaren F1 with like
Oh, wow.
what must be like $100,000 number plate. It's like a 2-digit number plate.
Take it easy.
And the car would be worth like $900,000. So there's obviously a lot of money in
I
it.
don't know. Nice. Full on doing insurance scams. I like it. I like to see it.
There's no scam in this.
No,
There's no scam.
no.
Yeah, it's
Keeping
just the way it all
within
works.
Being
legislation.
facetious.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
being
yeah.
facetious.
Yeah.
That's defamatory.
I
You may need your lawyer if you keep talking like that.
I had insurance pay
wanna
me out
give
for
me
a
a call?
car once
Yeah.
for a stolen car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember you being very upset about it, though.
Yeah, it was. It was my first car.
You
It was a
loved that
Honda
car.
Legend, 89 Honda Legend, stolen out the
It was
front
a
of my
good
house.
car. It was a good
It was a good car. It was a nice car. It was a luxurious car for the late 80s. And for the mid 2000s, it held up. It held up well. I was targeted. I was tailed. And
Really?
I reckon. And they took,
What do you mean, you reckon?
well, I think when I spoke to,
Well, like a Honda Legend aficionado was
well, they're
looking
Sought
for
after.
some spare
It's
parts.
just, it is like apparently
Is it?
like yeah, because it's like their high end Accord. So it was a rare car. So I think the parts were expensive. But anyway, got stolen, got dumped. I didn't actually see it again. I think my old man took care of it for us. But
You didn't like go to the morgue and like they peel back the sheet and go, "Is this your car?" You're like,
I would have been pretty upset to see it. It was especially difficult because it was the same week that we lost Steve Irwin. So I was already quite upset.
Stingrays and car thieves really fucked you
And,
over that week, didn't they?
and
September
Peter Brock.
of 2006.
Two legends.
Yes.
And Peter Brock. As
Peter,
well.
speaking of
Yeah,
cars,
yeah.
yeah, he
3 legends.
Three legends.
Three legends lost in the same fucking couple of weeks. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Either it's not good losing a car. Look, a write-off is sad in any scenario,
Nah,
whether you
it's
want it
not.
to happen or not.
Nah,
you know,
it's great.
I think
Depends
the
on the
words
scenario.
write-off is like it's always sad.
Yeah.
It always makes me think.
I don't know.
damn,
As long as you're
been
fully
written off.
insured, you just get something new. It's a pretty good deal.
It's a waste, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every
'Cause
one
I
of my
like
cars.
I like restoration. It's always good to be able to restore something. So when something's a write-off and you say can't be restored, we got to just
Well, it's not
kick
that
it
it
to
can't be
the curb.
restored. It's just like
well, it's not
that's
valuable enough
yeah,
to be
yeah,
restored. Yeah. But that's sad. Like, why does talking about money before? Why does money rule that? Why does money rule restoration? Just do a restoration for the love of it. I would.
Well, then you can go
If
and
they
buy
paid my
car. You
mortgage
can
for
go and
me.
buy cars that are insurance write-offs and restore them in your backyard if you like.
That's not a bad. If money wasn't an object, that's not a bad way to.
You'd be
to
one of those
spend a
white
day.
trash people with like 10 busted cars in their backyard.
Oh, they're
Neighbours
always
will love
colourful
you.
characters. Those
Yeah.
fellas. Yeah.
Don't mind them.
Few footy fans among them, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see a few of them. Wouldn't mind having a few of them on the pod. Talk about their car restos and their nuffy behaviours,
Saltyandthechamp@gmail.com. Give us a call.
nuffy inclinations. Cool. Well, look, I do want to just talk a little bit more about the footy because we're halfway through the season now. It's gone by like bloody quickly, if you ask me. It always
It
does.
has. Not quick enough, but it has been pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cricket season before you know it. You got some Northern Hemisphere cricket coming your way soon.
Do.
So you can look forward to that. But yeah, round where are we at now? 13?
Yeah,
13.
I think so.
13. And look, little old Bombers are knocking on the door of the 8. Like they're hanging in there. They are.
You beat no and your percentage is shit.
That's true. We've always got to raise an almost non-existent percentage.
Yeah.
How close
But
to the door are
tradition.
they? Are they?
We're at 9th, 10th at the moment, but
10th, okay.
You're
Not
a
quite knocking.
game and a lot
Not
of
quite
percent.
knocking. You're like entering the door
yeah,
step.
competing for
Yeah.
competing for
They're
that
in the
sort of-
queue and about to get knocked back by the bouncer. Yeah.
It's a bit of a weird season. You know, we've got some classically struggling clubs like Gold Coast, for instance, who are sort of pretty well ensconced up in top 4. They look like they might be approaching their first finals campaign.
It would be hilarious if the Suns won a premiership before the Giants did.
Yeah,
I
well, it would be
really,
sure.
I'd really enjoy
Sure.
that.
It'd be hilarious, but also to be incredibly amazing and awesome for the Suns faithful.
Indeed.
You know, the few hundred of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got clubs that were struggling that are now, you know, seem to have their shit together. We have teams like Hawthorn who are still holding it together. We're all just, you know, crossing our fingers, waiting for their, you know, eventual tumble. Which surely it can't be too far away. They can't keep it up forever.
They're already starting to tumble a little bit.
Yeah, they are.
Starting to struggle a little.
They lost against
Wow.
Collingwood.
You don't
Pretty
win
pretty embarrassingly. We didn't lose that much to Collingwood.
Despite what you guys might believe, you don't win finals in like April, May, June. You know,
No,
So the
September.
thing is that you
September.
started.
You want to pick up the pace around July, August, like what we did
Yeah,
last year. This is
you
around
start
this time
timing your
last
roll.
year.
Yeah.
You time your run. You
Yep.
taper off in the middle of the year,
Yep.
and you time your run.
That's right. Yep. So they're having
You'll
their
agree
lull.
where I should be in September.
They're having their mid-season lull. Essendon, we're plagued by injuries at the moment. All our tall boys are down. That's what I wrote down there on the agenda. Tall boys down, because we can't. Geez, it seems like if you're over 190 centimeters at Bomberland, you've got a target on your back. Yeah, we've lost I don't know how many. I don't actually have the injury list, but yeah, we're missing a lot of our key position
Tall boys.
Tall boys, yeah.
Because they're
So
weak.
we're waiting for them to come back. You know, folks like Harry Jones,
Who?
Mackay,
Just random guys. Even I got a call.
Langford. We got Draper, Big
He was
Draper
Essendon
down.
grammar boy.
Yeah, we got a lot of tall boys down. So yeah, you can't be too harsh on us because
Well, you
know,
can
injuries
because you're
have
shit.
really fucked us over.
Every
this
team
year.
gets injuries, and maybe maybe
Yeah,
these
but a
guys
lot
are
of
getting
teams-
injured because they're just not up to standard.
But the thing is, a lot of teams get like worse off, like are worse off with certain injuries,
okay.
lose
So you
crucial
guys just
players,
making
have
excuses
longer
again.
term injuries, have repeated injuries. You know. We've got a few folks on the list who are just
Cloggers.
yeah, well, not list cloggers, but just like what I like to call tissue paper people.
Then they're cloggers.
People like
You
Darcy
get rid of 'em.
Parish. You know,
You get rid of them.
that's famously Darcy Parish's Bolby's boy. And
Is he always injured?
He's a tissue paper boy.
Yeah.
But look, you can call him a list clogger. You know, you can kind of see that, sure, but you got to give him.
I
a
mean,
chance
not
off
to
5.
even just have a go at Essendon, but like, if you're someone who repeatedly gets injured,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be playing footy.
No.
Because part of like hiring someone who's like, they're a good player,
Yeah.
and they're physically resilient.
Yeah. You want the whole package.
Yeah, you want the whole package. Yeah.
Well, you want to
Yeah.
try and get as much bang for
Yeah.
your buck as you can.
Yeah.
And you go for athletic ability,
Mm.
footy smarts, and resilience body wise.
It's like you could have a great
So-
F1 car, but if it blows its engine every race, what's the point?
Restore it.
No, you fuck it off.
Watch out. But yeah, look, it's tough for us right now. It's tough for us, and you got to extend that to us because that's
No, I
the
don't have to
facts.
actually
Those are the
have to.
facts. So we'll see how we go in the second half. We're going to gain some of those injured boys back. Some of them will be making their way back over
But
the next
surely
month.
you'll have a tougher run because you had
Yeah.
a pretty easy run so far.
Yeah, we haven't had. We've probably. I think we've won. I don't know if we've won against any in the top 8. Actually, to be honest with you, We did give Brisbane a really big push.
But you didn't beat him.
But that's, a lot of people are saying that that's Essendon's best game for the year, despite it being a loss. A lot of people are really happy with what we
Pretty
turned
dark
up
days
on.
when your best game for the year is a loss.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
It's a loser culture, as we've discussed before. You guys are a mediocre club with mediocre people and mediocre goals.
That's
and,
overly
and
harsh.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry. That was not the button I meant to press.
Buttons.
He's fucked up there.
Sorry.
He's fucked up there. We'll have to have a word with him afterwards.
Yeah. We'll note that in his performance review.
Yeah.
In his mid-season
Metrics.
performance review.
Yeah, metrics be shamed.
It's not the one I thought it was.
Yeah, obviously not. Obviously not.
How would you approach that? So we've got to talk about the buttons.
Yeah. Now,
We're
the
gonna talk
volume
about
has
the-
been inconsistent.
Yeah.
And, we would like you to address that. Otherwise, we will not be extending your contract.
Poor boy.
That was good.
It's probably time for another confront, don't you reckon? Buttons. Check your levels there before you move on.
Yeah. Blow out some of the eardrums.
We eardrums or heartstrings, which one do you want blown out? Heartstrings.
Neither, really.
Heartstrings again. I think I think we've actually stumbled on something quite interesting here because Champ seems to be really there you
Bored?
go. Yeah, really apprehensive with this brand of confront. I think this new branding of confront is
Grind him down.
Just,
yeah.
It's mediocre.
No, I think he's a little bit maybe surprised of what he might feel. Some of these feelings that he's feeling, they might conflict with him. He might not like them. Might not like when he feels certain emotions. Don't you reckon? Do you like feeling emotions?
Of course I do.
Yeah, you got it, right? You
Yeah.
got it. You can't just go through life with your arms crossed thinking nothing affects me. Nothing can get me down. I'm the champ. I'm the people's champ. Nothing
Nothing
can affect
gets me down.
Bullshit. I think we'll try and get you down right now. We'll try and make you cry. With
Go
our
for
next,
Take your best shot.
Our next heartstrings. Now, Buttons, you did tell me that you linked that to me before, didn't you?
I thought you'd already set it up.
Sorry, no. I'll
His
tell you.
contract's
Real,
going to be
real
yeah,
professional.
Give me a break here.
regarding your
Let me
mid-season,
jump into
performance review, Ned.
Let me jump into the. I think this one was a YouTube link. This one, so actually, I think I might
The
have
most
it.
recent link that I sent you.
Yeah, but I did open it before, and I should have it open on my browser.
I don't like that kind of talk.
Lydia's one of our favourites that we
Yeah, she is.
likes to pop up here. I don't know where all my fucking where are my browsers at. Anyway, I'll jump back into that now. There it is. There. Thank you. There we go. And we'll just hold off for a second. Okay, and now Buttons, you can go ahead and switch us over. Now this is 3 minutes 24. A little bit too long for a confront. Buttons, I tell you what, he's obnoxious tonight.
Yeah, he
he's,
is.
He's
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
his doing
yeah,
his sounds
yeah.
too long, and he's sending his confronts too long as well.
long,
Too
yeah,
loud
yeah,
and too long.
yeah.
But that's okay. We
You requested it.
yeah, that's true. We
He
just,
said he calls me up. This is what happened.
Yeah,
He
don't
calls
throw it
me-
at Buttons, mate.
He says, I'm flat out writing my thing here. I'm teaching a class. I'm not prepared. I've got to write your speech.
Me,
Can
me,
you?
me.
I want a confront that matches this theme. Can you
Sure.
find one for me? Sure. I'm not working hard at all.
Yeah.
So I go over there. I find one. This is actually the shortest one I could find. Most of the ones of this theme, which you'll soon find out, 5 minutes plus. This is you either get 15-second shorts or you get this. I mean, it's a collection.
Is
of
this the
shorts
same
together.
bloke who spent like 4 hours last night putting together like a picture for the meme chat?
Yeah, that's how. That's the other reason
Flat
we did
out,
that. Trying to do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was
Priorities,
mate.
mate.
Priorities. I was trying to bring a laugh to my boys'
you did.
faces,
You
and
did.
and they did. They woke up with a lovely image that took me about 2.5 hours to make, and now they're telling me it was somehow the wrong decision.
It took it 3 hours, and I woke up and I went. And it was really good. It was really nice.
Whoa.
Just play it.
Yeah, you want to get
Come
home. Look, we don't. We might watch the whole thing, but we can talk through it. I don't think this
Sure.
is necessarily one that needs the sound.
Right.
You'll be able to get the gist of what's happening here. So let's play it, and we'll see what's happening.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
You've looked this up in your own private time.
No, this is like an old video. This guy's come home from Iraq or Afghanistan or something. His dog hasn't seen him in years and it goes off.
That's the guy that shot Pat Tillman. That's a big boy.
That's a massive boy.
Yeah.
Aw.
Where are my dogs? I want to pat my dog.
Yeah, bring him in.
Geez, that dog's bigger than the man.
Is this all dogs meeting returns service
Title of the video: Dogs are so excited to reunite with their soldier mums and dads.
Heck yeah.
Oh, wagging the tail.
know.
Did you know that when a dog wags its tail, it's a sign that it's happy?
Thanks, Ned.
It's true. Don't know anything about animals. Oh, it's a schnauzer. A little, a dachshund schnauzer. What are these ones called?
Yeah, it's a dachshund.
Sausage dogs, as they're lovingly known.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he can't
good
jump
luck
up.
jumping up, buddy.
He can't jump up because he's
God.
been selectively bred to look like that, and it's actually really bad for him.
Yeah.
Say hello to your jarhead daddy.
GHD.
Oh, that's an old Goldie. I love an old Goldie.
Yeah, he's doing quite well, Todd Goldstein.
Yeah,
this
he
year,
is.
isn't
Yeah. He's, well, you know, you got to rely on him. Drape
So
it down.
speaking of mediocrity,
Give him a break, mate. Give him a break.
he's about 80 years old, mate. He should be on the pension. Not rucking for you clowns.
He's younger than all of us.
Look at this one. Oh, he's that expectant face. How does that not move your heart, Dave?
Yeah, champ.
I think
Come
it's
on,
nice.
man.
I like dogs.
Yeah, I know.
You do like dogs, actually. You give my dogs a nice pat whenever you come around. You are a dog person, a dog lover.
Does your dog greet you like this, Ned?
Nah, I don't get this kind of treat.
Mine
They
doesn't.
are excited to see me, but not on this level. Because you know why? Because I've never completed a tour of duty.
Tour of duty.
Tour of duty. Yeah, it must feel nice coming home from war. Oh, that's an Aussie. Coming home from war and getting a reception like this. Oh. Do you let dogs lick your face?
Yeah.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fine. Just don't go, going overboard. Not right after they've licked themselves.
No. Or if they're just eating a bowl of dog food or something. That shit stinks.
GoPro Doggo.
Another big
I
boy.
love a dog view.
You've got
Video?
You've got a bloody big dog
You-
at home,
you-
don't
you
you?
have a great dog.
Donkey boy,
Big
Duncan.
Duncan.
Duncan's a lovely boy. Love Duncan. We'll put up a photo of Duncan.
Salt, I don't think he's gonna cry.
Yeah, I think we've done enough of this video.
No,
Now.
I don't. Well,
We're
I've
only
been-
halfway through.
I've
Oh, no,
been-
we're nearly at the
I've been
end. Just wait
watching
a little longer.
No, I mean I've been keeping
That
my
actually
eyes-
went by quickly.
Yeah, well, heartstrings accelerate the heart, accelerate time.
They do, yeah.
But I've been watching Champ's face the whole time. Nary a tear.
Well, I think his lip quivers a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little.
If he was watching this in his own time, in his own private time, without us boys around him, trying to get him to, actually go over the line and cry, I think he would. Oh, the snack pack is
Yeah,
back.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Dave, it's okay to feel something once in a while. It's okay to, to say, hey, we've bred these dogs specifically to be, our companions. So anything they do is probably going to, emotionally reach out to us. So, trying to resist that is just a mug's game, mate.
A-grade drivel here.
Oh, no, the emotional breadth of this show is just incredible. It
Just
just
roller
takes
coaster.
you from place to place.
Big time it does. Big time it
Yeah.
does.
From
we like-
Sepultura to Aqua, we get it. You
We do,
cover
yeah,
everything.
Now, well, obviously, that's something that you can see behind Jake there. I printed these out at work the other day to as gifts for the boys because I asked the boys, what your favorite album cover designs are, and Champ
And I
he
said Sepultura.
no. Well, Champ said Sepultura Arise, and I said, well, not that it's my favorite ever album, but I do like the Fly on the Wall album cover. And we asked Buttons, and Buttons is like Aqua, Aquarium by Aqua, and then I'm like, really? And he said, yeah. So okay, fair enough.
Strange pick.
Yeah, a bit of a strange one, but
Well, I think it
That's how Buttons-
Well, I didn't know that you were gonna print it
They're
out.
very bland.
well,
If I knew you were going to print it out, I wouldn't have given you such a joke answer. I would have picked one I actually like. So it's a shame now. Although it's bright, it's cheerful. It reminds me of the late 1990s.
yeah, it's got a Y2K vibe about it.
It does,
doesn't it?
which we enjoy.
We love the Y2K vibe.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll try to do a Y2K themed pod one night.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. All about the year 2000. You know what happened in the year 2000? Twin Towers are still standing. Essendon is still a great club. A great and grand final winning club. Yeah.
There was some good music
Only
that
we
came out in 2000
Oh,
as
big
well.
time. Big time. Craig David. We were big fans of Craig David. Yeah, we love the 2000s, especially the year 2000. We're pretty much done now. Oh, by the way, you might have noticed Jay Leno's desk. That's where I'm working from these days. Gone is the old maroon box. And yeah, I'm I'm on the late night, Tonight Show desk, circa 2005.
Very good.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoy it. And you've got your comfy chair as always. I hope it's, by the end of the night, you're still quite comfy. You don't have a sore bum like me from this chair. Let's wrap it up, everybody. Cool.
Thanks, Jake.
We've had a good night.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been an experience.
Enjoy your
One
time
I'll
here.
remember for at least 7 days.
Cool. Yeah. 7 days.
Craig David reference.
That's a Craig David reference.
I like that. Appreciate that.
Good to have someone on who can talk about something other than footy.
Our Craighead fans
My
would have
pleasure.
picked that up. It was great to be able to put that finally to bed, that height issue, and who is taller, you or Paddy Ryder, and it turns out that you are at least 1.5 centimeters taller than him. So
Probably.
well, based on
Pending
I do
a
like
second
that.
measurement.
what, we can confirm
People
that that's
listening
his
to
height,
this are the exact people I
197.5.
want this cemented into
That's
their
right.
brain.
That's right. Yeah, it's targeted. It's targeted content. This.
Very.
Yeah, but he's at least 1.5 centimeters taller than Paddy. So I'm happy to support that position.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So congratulations on being taller.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's quite an achievement.
Yep.
Quite an achievement. Buttons as usual. He's done a good job.
Thank you.
Except for that one.
Yeah, snafu.
Except for that one. Fuck up.
We'll deal with that later. Break
I'll
out the sticks.
Yeah, I'll see if I can maybe. That'll hurt your eardrums. I might have to put a warning in.
Well, we've been giving him too much carrot lately. I think it's time to
Settle down,
we
okay?
give him a bit of stick.
That's true. Yeah, we do always, sing his praises, but I think that's important
yeah.
to foster that.
You need to
You're going to
bring
do
me
a
down
plug
bit.
of what's coming up on the next pod?
That's a good question, Jake. I don't actually know when that's going to happen or what.
He didn't know it was coming up on this pod till about 24 hours ago. So
Well, it's always a late,
Yeah,
a late
yeah.
evolution. But we will be back. That's for damn sure. Probably in the next, we squeezed 2 episodes out of tonight, so probably another month or so. Maybe we'll be back here. Because it's always fun. I have fun. I know it's a late night for you, champ. I know that you're probably about 15 minutes past your bedtime, but
yep.
yeah. Hey, what's wrong with that? 15 minutes.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. You can deal with it.
It's all right.
Thanks everybody. And yeah, thanks again, Jake, for coming down. I know you're a busy man. You got your kids at home. You got your dogs and your
Dogs
jobs.
and your wives.
And your wife.
My wives. My dogs and my wives.
Your dog, your wife, your job, your kids,
You put the kids to bed. He's
Your
like the
car-
missus in the cupboard. He's got to go and let her out.
your car, your panel
Shits.
beater, your lawyer. You've got a lot going on in your life, so it's really
Large Rolodex.
quite a nice thing that he's been able to
This
make
is my
an appearance.
priority. Thank you.
Thanks very much for being here. And thanks everyone on YouTube, because we're getting a lot of comments these days. Like in person, not on YouTube. No, yeah. when we're out and about, people will be like, "Oh, are you doing a podcast?"
Yeah.
But
We
you've
say,
got-
what do you-
Wait. When you're out and about?
Well,
just
we've
down
had
the
a few
street,
social
down the
events
shops.
in the last-
When he sees the 3 people who regularly watch this.
Yeah. But Tom said that some of his work colleagues were expressing there, like wondering where the next episode is.
Yeah.
That was a-
Yeah, and I say, why don't you
these-
leave a comment? Why don't you like? And then I must admit, I don't always like and subscribe and comment on videos that I watch. And I'm like, that's true. So,
Yeah.
like when I was down the shops, people are looking. They're like, are you Buttons from Solidity and the Champ? And I'm like, yeah,
Was that after you'd shoplifted something?
no. Why would I shop? I wouldn't shoplift something. And
Throw
then,
your curveball.
and
Don't
so,
worry
but I think it shows that people are engaging. People are watching.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the numbers are. Doesn't
No.
matter what. It's not about the money. It's not
No.
about the metrics.
No.
It's about
Can be
coming
like that in
here
writing.
with our friends
Yep.
and making it for the people.
You could.
exactly.
This is a nice time capsule.
Yeah, it is.
You know, like at a moment in time,
Yeah.
if you package this up,
Yeah.
put it on a rocket,
Yep.
send it for those, that other life form.
Yes.
It's like, what's Earth
Send
like?
it out there with Voyager. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's a nice time. And something that I like to think about is,
You're like, is this the best they can do?
my first upload.
7 billion people and they send us this shit.
There's worse stuff than this out there, trust.
Yeah, there probably is.
My
yeah.
first upload to YouTube was back in 2006, so that is nearing 20 years ago. So I imagine, maybe in 20 years' time, looking back at these episodes of Salty and the Champ, that'll be a fun thing to do, wouldn't it? If we're still kicking, sure we will be.
He's yawning. Call it a day.
We're off, people. Good night. God bless to everybody. Go
Peace
the
out.
Bombers. Thanks for reading the statement in the last episode. He finally came around to it. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today, and thanks to each of you for being a member of the Photohoppers community. You can contact the podcast at saltyandthechamp@gmail.com. Salty was dressed by Kmart. Champ was dressed by Gasman. That is it for now. Don't forget to tune in again next time. I love you, goodbye.